So the next part of the piece is a key change. So we're going to end up having 4 sharps, an F sharp, a C sharp, a G sharp, and a D sharp. So you got to be careful with those notes there. The next part has you playing 2 G sharps right away. The G sharp, 4th fret of the 1st string over here with your pinky, and then you're holding down G sharp on the 3rd string over here, 1st fret. So you're holding this guy down while you're moving your way from G sharp to F sharp to E, and then in measure 19 you're going to have another bar. And it's a little bar. So you're going to be able to play the open A string here. Some versions actually have you pressing down the B. In fact, the version that I play, I play the B on the 5th string, but this version that we're looking at here is going to have open A, which makes it a little bit easier. So we're holding the bar on the 2nd position, and we are reaching to the E on the 2nd string, 5th fret. The A note is played off the bar, and then you have an F sharp here with your 3rd finger, so it sounds like this. E, then you slide your finger down to D sharp, and then this is one of those rare instances in music where you actually see a double sharp. And I'm a theory geek, so I always like to be able to have a piece to show people where there's actually a double sharp. So a C double sharp is basically 2 frets higher than C. So if C is the 1st fret, then a C double sharp is going to be the 3rd fret. So you're going to go with your pinky 5, 4, 4, 4, and then you're going to go 3, 4. So that double sharp is going to be the 3rd fret. And I use my middle finger to play that note there. All right. And then when we get down to measure 21, we're going to go back to our bar that we were doing a while ago. It's almost the same notes, but remember that C's are sharp now. So instead of playing C natural on the 8th fret, we're actually going to play the C sharp on the 9th fret. And then I'm reaching with my pinky to the 11th fret, and then I go back to my C sharp with my 3rd finger right here. Part of it, I kind of have to let go of the bar, and what I usually do is right here where my ring finger is, I immediately replace that with my pinky, and then I spider my fingers down like this. So pinky on the 9th fret, 1st string, then the other 2 fingers go on adjacent strings on the 9th fret to create this kind of, it's almost a bar, but I'm cheating because I'm using 3 fingers. So when I get there, let me show you how I got into that again. Immediately put my pinky and spider down. Then I lift my pinky and I replace that note with my index finger on the 7th fret. And then I climb back up the scale again, stretch, and when I reach the 12th fret, I'm actually going to play the 12th fret, and I'm going to do a mini bar on the 9th fret, as indicated in measure 25. So I'll stay there for a little bit. Then we're going to do a chromatic movement here, which means that we're going to move 1 fret at a time. So in the next measure we go 12, 11 for the D sharp, then we're gonna have the D natural on the 10th fret here. And this is another tricky area where I'm gonna replace the fret that I'm covering with a bar, which is the 9th fret. I'm gonna replace that with my pinky right there, so that I can set up to play the next part. And this next part's a little bit difficult because I have to reach all the way to the 5th fret. All right, so let's see what that sounds like. I put my pinky. So I have my pinky on the 9th fret. My index finger is playing the 2nd string 5th fret, and my middle finger is playing the 3rd string 6th fret. So some people do it with a bar, and I find that you don't really need to do that, because at least not yet. So let's see. Right there, when we get to the last note of measure 28, then I do have to clamp the bar down. Some people like to put it right away. It's easier. That's up to you. Sometimes you can save a little strength in your hands if you wait to clamp that down. Okay, and then in measure 29, you're going to go back to barring the 2nd fret, and you're going to play this chord. Now, the B note on measure 29 is played off the bar on the 5th string, 2nd fret, and then the A note is going to come off of the bar as well, which is the 3rd string. Your pinky's playing the G sharp here on the 4th fret, and your 3rd finger is playing the D sharp on the 2nd string 4th fret. So it sounds like this. Then you slide up to A, then you lift up your pinky all together so that you can get the F sharp. The F sharp is off the bar. One more time. Go back to our E major chord. Don't forget that G's are sharp now. So we have E in the bass, B off this 5th string 2nd fret, stretch with your pinky to G sharp on the 4th fret of the 6th string, and then all together like that. So the ending one more time sounds like this. One thing that I would recommend is, if you feel advanced enough, try to do a rest stroke on all the notes that are stems up, which you'll notice is always on the downbeat of each measure. And always think of trying to make it smooth, make the arpeggios as smooth as possible, try to hold notes as long as possible. The bars are going to burn a little bit, so when you practice this, you might want to practice it in small chunks. It's totally cool to practice 1 or 2 measures at a time. Like, I imagine that area right there might take a little bit of time to work on. So it's okay to try to do little chunks at a time. Some parts of this piece are really easy and some parts are really challenging. So try to be efficient with your practice and really work on the difficult parts a little bit more. Lastly, it is a romantic piece, so you want to play it expressively. For the advanced player, I would suggest, changing your tone. Maybe you play one time Tosto, and then when you repeat, you might want to repeat a little bit Ponticello, just to give it a little bit of kind of change and a little bit of interest. Another thing too, because it's a romantic piece, the time doesn't have to be very metronomical. In fact, it sounds kind of robotic if it's just. It's okay to take a little bit of expressiveness to, or add some expressiveness to the piece. And sometimes I like to. Vibratos are good. On dissonant chords, play them louder, and then when they resolve, play them a little quieter. So take some time after you've learned the piece to add a lot of expression, add dynamics. Those things are not written in the piece, but it makes it very much more interesting to listen to with those things, and have fun with it. Make it your own. A lot of people play this piece, so there's a ton of different versions to listen to on YouTube, and have a lot of fun with it. Hope you guys enjoy. I hope you find this tutorial to be helpful. Thank you.